Welcome everyone, Simon here from the Whales of Wall Street. Here is a quick chart update on MTV MultiVac. Guys, you'll be pleased to know, so I did the intro video earlier this week. Go check that out if you haven't seen it already. But I have got some MTV in my portfolio, not a gigantic bag, but I was waiting for this potential buy opportunity, if you remember from the previous chart video we did. I thought it might come back down, and hey presto, it did. So I'm very happy to be obtaining MTV and being part of the MTV community in a real way by holding some myself. Absolutely phenomenal project. I'm very excited to see where this is going. Some big announcements coming over the next couple of months as well. So looking forward to all those aspects coming our way as MTV holders. So let's take a look at the chart, guys. So obviously just covered that momentum that we just said about trying to grab another option down here before I thought there would be a bit of an uptake. So we had this area of interest around here, and we've kind of hit those areas already, and even come back down to them today with a bit more of a retracement upwards towards this mark here that we're currently floating around just under 2 cents. What's interesting in the chart video we did, I think maybe, let's just double check when that was. I think 4 days ago. So 1, 2, 3, 4 around here. We put this marker in here up here as a point of interest. Now, not just because it was around 2 cents, but historic data was showing us that actually, because we don't have many touch points around these areas, we kind of followed this line here. So you can see there's a lot of touch points around that area. And in particular, this part here was of interest in the sense of wicking over, and it couldn't quite push ourselves up to that 2.05 mark. So that was interesting, and it was interesting to see that actually yesterday, just drawing random lines here, that it very much nearly hit that point. We're not far off it. I think we were out by miniature numbers there. So what's interesting here, guys, is that you've had a nice interesting move today in terms of up and down as well, but what we've had is this top end up here pushing again that 2 cents. We've had the drop as well, we're trying to consolidate around this area, but it doesn't look like really, and bear in mind we've got a couple of hours left, to be fair, so it could change, but we haven't right now got that kind of full support on over that 2 cent mark. So hopefully there's a bit more momentum going into MTV to push us over that mark, because I would like to see that over a day or two of consistent closure above that mark, so that we can start really attacking that 2 cent mark, which we haven't done since around the 24th of September and 23rd of September, hitting those areas before. And then that's going to be a question of, are we ready for that area yet? And the answer might be no, in the sense that, again, we're still trying to find this support line over quite a bit of period of time here, tracking back to arguably the 4th and 5th of September. Is where we've seen this kind of action around this mark, certainly between levels of 1.5 cents and this top mark here of 2.5 cents. So we're only really talking about a 1 cent move here, but look at that traction up and down in this area. So it's going to be of great interest to see how we progress that. And I'm actually just going to see if I can move this out to here a second, just so we've got a bit more clarity of how that move has occurred in the funnel as well. So we had this downward momentum occurring here from around the 19th of September. It looks like we're coming out of that very slowly. So it's kind of anticipating, and it's kind of proven here as well actually on the MACD, that gap is widening, and we're starting to see small volumes, not massive, but small volumes of green coming in to emulate that we're coming out of that selling period. So there's a bit of uncertainty around this area that you can see, the bubble up and down on the MACD, trying to cross over, couldn't quite do it. If you remember, we covered that, I think, in the previous video on the chart. So now we're seeing this nice momentum building. Obviously today has been a bit of a tail off from perhaps some profit taking these last 2 days, really nice moves. But we're floating around this sort of 56, 57 mark on the RSI. And what I like about it is this gradual movement upwards in terms of a trend line. So, in my opinion, if we can get to this 2 cent mark and really concentrate on that area over a 2-3 day period, I think we could start pushing that 2 cent mark solidly, building that nice volume momentum behind to push us over that mark. because as I said, we're seeing resistance there over yesterday and today thus far. We've seen it a few times about a week ago as well. So it's of great interest to try and take us above that. But I do think equally on the downside aspect, and we drew this area here before already, this could be an area that we come back down to before we try and push up for that momentum again. So I'll just draw that area in so you know what I'm talking about here. If I can find my correct squares, there we go. So we already had this previous potential buy opportunity around here, but I do think, I know we touched in it again today already, but I do think this kind of area is of great interest, which we might tail back down to before a big push up. So that doesn't mean that we're all coming back down again into a bearish mood. I just think we might have a very mini correction back to this area, possibly in the next day or two before a push up to that 2 cent. So let us know in the comments below what you think about that. But in general, I think MTV is an absolute powerhouse. It's got a gigantic future ahead of it. And I'm gutted I didn't take advantage of it a few months ago when I first heard of it on a couple of other channels. But it's given me an opportunity to think about it more, have an opportunity to research it, obviously deliver some more content for you guys, some different charts to look at as well. So everything's positive in my mind on that aspect, and now I'm in it. Okay, yes, I could have got it earlier, but I feel like I've got a good entry point here, and I think that in the next couple of months MTV is going to fly, and I think certainly for the future this is a gigantic project. And look at these indicators on the right hand side here for more bullishness. 11% up on the week, of course it's not massive, but it's good, it's in the positive direction. Monthly up 7%, I think that will gradually increase as well, of course. But look at that year to date, 7,500% year to date, 5,500 up on the year in general of 1 year's time. Absolutely incredible. I think the buy momentum is kicking in slowly but surely. But I'm just hoping for a bit more. I've missed today's one, but if it comes back down, I'm definitely going to grab some more, and particularly around those slightly lower regions of this box that I've just drawn on this, probably tailing where it's kind of hit earlier today actually, that 1.8. I'm going to be cheeky and see if I can grab some more. I like those small gains. It's a thing on my mind. Maybe I'm psychotic in that way, I don't know, but who knows. Let's see how it goes. But I do think in general this is going to start moving up very, very nicely, and it is really, really looking nice with this funnel that we just adjusted. If we can get a bounce off in this area coming up here, perhaps in a few days time, we could start pushing ourselves back up to the momentum of this nice trend line that we're trying to achieve back, that we haven't really crossed over since the 23rd of September in that case, which we might see at the end of October. Let's see if we can get there. Let us know in the comments below if you're holding MTV. What do you think of the project? We will catch you in the next update video. Sorry it was short and sweet. Got quite a few to get through tonight because we've got a big weekend ahead in terms of some more chart analysis and big project introductions to get through. So let's go, guys. We'll see you in the next MTV update. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.